अगर बहुत मोटे तौर पे देखो तो जब जनता नहीं थी और सिर्फ जंगल थे तो गर्मियों में जंगल के जंगल जल जाते थे और वो जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड पैदा होती थी उससे पेड़ पौधों को पर्याप्त खाना मिलता था। तो पॉपुलेशन एक्सप्लोजन, burning of fuel which produces carbon dioxide is not at all negative for the sustenance of earth. They too are required because it provides necessary food to the plants as well as of aquatic plant. The question is not that we shouldn't burn it, but what should be the quantity? So the balancing act is not being paid attention to, that is why the temperature is rising. If you see in the marketplace where the carbon dioxide percentage is higher, you feel tired. And at the deathbed, when person is given oxygen, he feels energized. So the pure oxygen or certain percentage of oxygen which is required by the animals and humans are necessary. Any reduction in that will cause tiredness. If more reduction, then maybe sleepiness. If oxygen is more, one feel fresh. So balancing act has to be there. As far as you say global warming is coming, it clearly reflects that the burning is higher than its consumption by the plant. Again, two reasons. If the burning is enhanced very fast and at another place plants are not protected and as well as planted. So there is a gap is increasing. Because of this gap, warming is inevitable. If it is coming globally, then only global warming is possible. Otherwise, if you burn coal in a pocket, then for entire earth, warming is not possible. So those who are talking of global warming and pointing finger toward others, not toward themselves, can be laughed at. Say for example, if you take example of Delhi or New York, the amount of power it required, electric power, if it is being produced by coal, so for Delhi, for example, it requires 5,000 megawatt normal demand. Then the coal requirement per day is to the tune of 84,000 ton. That is 8 crore 40 lakh kg. If you turn it as per calorific value, then fuel oil, petrol and diesel provide around 10,000 kilocalorie per liter, and this provide around 3,500 kilocalorie per kg. So if turn out around 2 crore liter of fuel is required to subside the requirement of Delhi. If you see the vehicular consumption of fuel, petroleum and other, it also equals the power requirements. So those who are saying that it is a rapid burning of coal in power plant which is causing global warming or it's causing more impact on a global warming are not seeing the fact that vehicular consumption of fuel oil is equally contributing, if not more. Because at many places you will not find electricity, but you will find scooter, car, tractor, truck and other things. So those who are at the helm of affair in government sector or maybe at international level has to see that the consumption reduces, because whatsoever you burn will provide heat, will provide carbon dioxide. So the heating has to be reduced, then it indicates that the burning or consumption of any type of fuel which produce heat has to be reduced. If you see the impact of this, so if there is a power plant, you will see the air pressure is less there because of the heat generated. Air is scarce. The velocity will increase. The sudden, when cold and sudden heating will be its phenomena. If you go into the jungle, then you find some gradualness. So one can easily establish that the global warming or maybe local warming is a cause of rapid burning of fuel, any type of fuel. It also affects the flow of air and subsequently also flow of water. These 2-3 things has to be seen. So few countries who develop technologies wanted to sell it, and they gave argument that the global warming is there. Previously I had seen they were giving the depletion of ozone layer. So they developed some typical type of replacement of refrigerant and a cleaning agent which is causing spray. But that is a market gimmicks. If you see in deeper, then you will find that the big oil company or lobby of coal and nuclear are restricting growth of fuel cell, which may use hydrogen as a fuel, which may use battery as a fuel, but they are restricting. They are not pumping is one thing, but they does not allow research to go in an area where air pressure can lead to provide pressure and strength for running of the car. I am not pointing toward them in an indirect way. I am saying directly that this has to be curbed if we all are concerned with the global warming. We are concerned with our offspring and future generation. Then the consumption or consumerism has to be reduced, not pointing toward one technology or the other. Simultaneously, we have to ensure that energy in any form which can be used for cooking of food at least be available to each and everyone. So the coal which is being burnt in power plants should also be available to blazers at least at the same rate which powerhouses purchases. Gases, the natural gas has to be priority should be for cooking purpose. Fuel oil not necessarily being consumed for pleasure. So the curb in vehicle section, automobiles has to be there. If one can plow the farm by bullock cart or by ox or by buffalo, then what is the need for the tractor? It also reduces the job. It spoils the health of farmers as well. Farmers are getting fatty. This is laughable. So the globally we have to see that consolidated integrated approach is being followed for curbing the global warming or maintaining the balancing act wherein we can live happily, we are not bothered about the warming, because if you see, if tomorrow warming happens and glaciers and Himalaya are giving more water by ice melting, then it's not only Dhaka or Mumbai or Chennai, it will be London and New York as well which will be submerging. So it is a concern of all, but somebody has to take the lead. And I feel China, India, Japan, Korea, which have a deep-rooted understanding of nature, can take the lead.